driving tip for anyone who might be visiting soon. Wink.
Well, first off, always wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, always. Okay, so from the Belize International Airport, take a left, go to Burl Boom Cut, take that south till it dead ends into Western Highway, take Western Highway to Belmopan. In Belmopan, get on the Hummingbird Highway, and it's pretty much self-explanatory from there, and enjoy the view. Do not dawdle, because sunset around here these days is pretty early.
After the winter time, it's like, what, 5 o'clock?
Yeah. It's 5:30 right now. Currently, sunset is 5:30. That's for Placencia. We got mountains, you know. Anyway, second thing.
October.
Oh, and this is just moving all around. Second thing is, okay, so a couple of you wanted some more details on the border crossing thing. There was no one big problem. It was a culmination of a lot of little hiccups, time-consuming things. We got to the Santa Elena border. Got there at 7 Belize time, which would have been 8 Mexico time. And the Belize border crossing doesn't open until 8, so we knew we were early. But Mexico was doing inspections and letting people through starting about 7. So we went up to the inspection station, and they had an issue with the boat, trying to say it was cargo. We convinced them it wasn't. It's personal property. We're tourists. We're just taking it with us for tourism purposes.
Well, we were in with a temporary import.
Right. We had a tip for it, all that. So they were fine with it after we explained, but they wanted the dogs to sniff it, and they wanted to do the x-ray machine on it. And those people didn't show up until 10 a.m. So we just sat there for 2 hours, and
Well,
very
technically we
hot.
sat there for, yeah, no, that's right, 2 hours.
10 a.m. Mexico time, 9 a.m.
Oh.
Belize time.
Belize Central Prison right there.
There's the prison. Thought that was a statue. Those guys on the tractor. So that was 2 hours that just wasted waiting. And then things went fairly smoothly on the Mexico side as soon as they sniffed it and x-rayed it, or as the Spanish-English translator says, gamma-rayed it. And we headed on through. I think the biggest headache and waste of time was Belize's COVID protocols.
And also straight up cheat with regard to quote unquote fumigating your vehicle and boat, which they aren't even requiring, but they sign it like you are, and then you drive through, and then they're like, oh, that'll be this
It was only
much.
$12. That's fine. If they want to say they fumigated, I'd rather not have the gas in
They
my car.
weren't actually fumigating anyway. There was nothing happening, but they were charging you to go through this little bit.
So basically it was like a 6-step or more process to just get cleared with your health clearance, your health certificate, your COVID test, which did only take 15 minutes, the actual test itself, paying for the COVID test, paying for everything, going here to pay, and then going there to drop off your paperwork and get something stamped, and then going there to pick up more paperwork, and then going there to hand them your paperwork. Anyway, not
roundabout, take the first exit onto Western Highway.
Turn it around. We're going to interrupt real quick for our first roundabout. Can't turn it around on the thing, so.
So I'm going over there.
No, you're going right.
Oh, you're right. Now, what do I got here? Police checkpoint, maybe.
If anybody's there.
There's one motorcycle sitting there, but I got a sneaking suspicion nobody's actually here, though. They're probably indoors.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Sitting on his phone. He no care.
I don't know if you guys picked it out, but there's people sitting here selling fruit for, it's almost free, all this fruit. Every
And-
intersection, there's people standing selling fruit.
Awesome fruit. Fruit juice, freshly squeezed fruit juice.
Yeah, in plastic
Bottled-
bags.
In plastic bags or bottled if they happen to have bottles. So the COVID protocols at the airport are very straightforward. I've heard nothing but good things about them. They've made it very easy for tourists coming in by air. But I now have experience with the land border and it is absolute shite. Then we went to immigration, very nice immigration officer, had a nice little conversation with him, stamped it, we talked, sent us to customs in the same building because we were unsure how we were bringing this boat in, whether we were going to bring it in under tourist visa temporarily and then pay the duty for it later, or if we were going to pay it right there. We had a lot of input that suggested that if we paid it right there, they were really going to rip us off. And that is reasonable because they'd be right there looking at the boat, and the boat looks more impressive than it is. So, especially, around here, so it wasn't a good idea to have them try to value and then argue the valuation there at the border. So we decided to do it on temporary import under our tourist visa. Then we had to go pay somewhere else for the vehicle import permit, and then we had to get out of a gate that had to be unlocked that they couldn't find the key for.
Because we were big.
Because we're
it
big and-
didn't fit where they.
Couldn't go down their little, exit ramp. And then we had to get insurance on the vehicle. So it was 6 hours total, 2 of which was nobody's fault, really.
Yeah, the first 2.
But the rest